Picture this, it's 1991 and Nintendo is out here ruling the video game industry with the abundance of games they have under their belt. It's honestly not hard to see why they're still able to make systems and games these days because of the quality they put into their products. From handhelds like the Game Boy to the widely known Nintendo console, the NES, no one was close to smoking the Nintendo pack and proved that they could compete against this juggernaut of a company. The same was said when the SNES dropped, or was it? On August 13th of 1991, Super Mario World came out and with the results show the greatness of the game as it sold 20.6 million copies worldwide. However, 2 months prior to the game, Sega would drop one of the most elite games known to man, one that would not only outsell Super Mario World, but would be released on a video game console 2 years into its lifespan, the Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive if you were outside of the US. I don't know why they called it that, weird. The success of this one video game alone made Nintendo tweak out. The sequels would do much better later on, but that's a story for another time. This one game alone proceeded to still be a widely recognized icon to this day. However, we gotta go back in time for a second to understand what Sega did to get out of fraud watch because we all know damn well how amazing Sega's track record is when it comes to making decisions. Wanting a mascot as iconic as the copyright mouse, Sega held a contest within the company to find their next big hit. Naoto Oshima would be that guy to win this contest. We got a mascot that has sleek, dark blue fur that would match the company's logo, red buckled shoes that are inspired by both Santa Claus and Michael Jackson. We get Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, originally it was Mr. Hedgehog, but honestly, thank God someone thought that was a trash name because we ain't getting a Mr. Hedgehog in 2024. That would be long forgotten in time like that fraud Bubsy. If anything, Sonic is a very fitting name for being a hedgehog that runs around at the speed of sound and eats nothing but chili dogs. Me personally, I love this guy. I grew up with him, which is why I want to talk about Sonic's first video game adventure and see why Sonic 1 was able to not only rival the Italian plumber in terms of video games, but also cement himself as one of the most popular video game characters in history. Don't believe me? Well, sponsored the 1993 Grand Prix with their own mascot as a trophy. Yeah, I didn't think so. This is how Sonic the Hedgehog impacted the video game industry. When it came to creating Sonic, Sega was so adamant to codename the project as Defeat Mario. Now, I don't know about you, but this is levels of hate I can get behind. Reverse Flash levels of hating even. No, I'm not a hater of Mario. I actually like the man. I actually glaze that man a lot. But this video ain't about him. It's about Sonic. That glazing will be on another video. To help create Sonic, Yuji Naka would come on board to help with designing levels, which if you aren't aware of the works he's done, is mainly recognized for his work on Phantasy Star. After some work has been done, a huge argument sprawled out on how fast Sonic should be because some people didn't like how fast he was going. Oh, ain't that a lie? Sonic's gameplay would be created to only use directional pads and one singular button. Very simplistic gameplay like Mario's, but one that would be welcoming to both casual gamers and hardcore MLG players. Gotta crank them 90s, you know? I'm glad this was done because can you imagine having Sonic busted down like Shantae with button inputs? Yeah, Shantae came out at a later time, but my point still stands. Wait a minute. With an ambition on what Sonic Team wanted for their first game to be, how fun is the game? And is it still fun to play Sonic the Hedgehog to this day? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, but with a lot of yapping. And let's be honest, this is a YouTube video, so I know you don't want a short answer. So come here, sit down, and get ready to listen to me yap about Sonic. To truly get a feel of how it felt to play Sonic back in the 90s, I decided to play classic mode on Sonic Origins and avoid using the spin dash at all times to see how people even played a Sonic game without using that God tier move known as the spin dash. Now, I know what you may be wondering. Why not play it on an original Genesis or play on Sonic Mega Collection? First off, in this day and age, everything's a collector's item, and I'm not dropping $100+ for a Genesis. While I can't get Mega Collection, I'm not gonna wait to buy it online or risk getting mugged because I trusted some shady individual on Facebook Market. That, and I already have Origins twice. So, immediately booting up Sonic 1, you are welcome with one of the most fire intros ever. Yeah, that never gets old. Green Hills is one of the best levels to have ever been made because of the vibrant greens, the amazing music blasting, but above all, the exhilarating level design that rewards players for being fast at a game. I'll talk more about the level design later. But one thing I want to note about the game is the special stages. Like 50 rings, jump to a big ring at the end of the stage, and the intricate mind of Sonic Team is revealed because I don't know what Zaza they were smoking, but Lord have mercy, the special stages are trippy. They aren't hard by any means, but they are a little challenging if you aren't being cautious of your moves because I have messed up on the second special stage a few times. But luckily, I was able to get all Chaos Emeralds to get a good ending where you can watch and laugh at that fat man known as Dr. Eggman, Robotnik, which I completely forgot about. But what's a good game without a good boss? And even though there isn't really a plot to the game, it's obvious what's going on. Fat Man steals animals for robots, which is no good. So we fight a Fat Man in 7 different levels, and in each one there's a different contraption that Eggman uses to clap Sonic. You're telling me this fraud Eggman's got an IQ of 300? Yeah, right, this guy really being the most extra with his boss fights, but fails to simply just pull out the Glock 19 and spin the block on Sonic, like goddamn. After 3 levels in each zone, fighting this fraud Fraud's whack-a-mole contraption at the finale and hitting his baller mobile. The game ends with the best music mix known to man, and the chance to hear the demo versions of the game soundtrack was an experience because it really has that 90s groove to it. But man, what we got on the Genesis is top tier, and I can't help but bust it down to it. While the game has a lot of good memorable moments, I do see the criticism on Sonic 1. After the banger that is Green Hill Zone, you are dropped in Marble Zone, and I'll be honest, this level's kinda trash. How do we go from a fast-paced level to a Mario-style level? I'm here for Sonic, not Mario. There's also Springyard Zone and Labyrinth Zone, which are clear signs of the game trying to find its identity. Thankfully, they are only in this game because future Sonic games make sure that future levels are jam-packed with high-speed design in mind. However, I won't lie, I like Marble Zone and Springyard Zone. These levels are slow, if you are playing for the first time. You see, I play Sonic like it's a religion, and I can't even count how many times I played Sonic 1. It surprised me how fast you can go in Marble Zone if you know the layout well enough. I remember in Act 1 taking long, but after playing the game for this recording, I can't even believe that I clapped that level's cheeks in under 2 minutes. It's insanity. Not only that, but just jumping on the random platforms that you can't even see instead of waiting for the block to take you there just makes your knowledge of the game feel more rewarding. Same can be said with the Springyard Zone. At the beginning of the level, if you use gravity and the red spring to bounce off the wall, you can get onto a platform that has speed shoes and use the following red spring to blast yourself far in the level. I felt like a cheat code using individual when I found this out, but it's the reward you get for understanding the fundamentals of Sonic. Yes, both zones are still slow at times, but knowing this new tech really helps add new flavor to the levels that I used to dislike. Except for Labyrinth Zone. That zone is still trash. I can't defend that zone even if my life depended on it. Hey, yeah, what's up? This is Biko from the future, just finishing up the video by the time you're watching this. I completely forgot about Starlight Zone and Scrap Brain Zone. Really like Starlight Zone and how fast it goes, better than Springyard. Scrap Brain Zone is just, you know, the final zone. It hit a lot. And shout out to the OG players that played this back in 91, because like, I don't know how you even play this without a spin dash. It's really fun, but dang. Anyways, back to the video. Comparing Sonic 1 to the following sequels, it's clear that it's not the greatest. It's experimental at best. However, that doesn't mean it's a terrible game either. People talk about how mid the game is, and that's far from the truth. Being his first ever game, Sonic showed many game companies how to rival a beloved platformer, because instead of trying to be a clone, Sega took the idea of platforming and incorporated speed to the mix to give one of the most exhilarating games to have come out in the 90s. What's crazier is that there were attempts to have Sonic clones because he was that guy back then. Not only that, but as mentioned earlier, the sequels are by far better than the first game because Sonic Team took what was great from the first game and added much more quality in the future installments. And hey, it could be worse. It could be Forces. I'm gonna pretend like that doesn't exist. It's easy to get Sonic 1 on basically any console these days. If you want a more authentic feel, go buy Sega Ages Sonic. If you're lucky, get Sonic Mega Collection. Or if you somehow have a Genesis, play it on where the game originated from. However, if you're a lunatic like me, play it on your phone, because why not? So personally, I recommend Origins because of the widescreen support and how beginner friendly the game is if you aren't great at platformers. I'm really glad Sega actually came out with not only a fire character, but some amazing games. Only they could work on their advertisements. Jesus, bro's really Fortnite dancing for his advertisements. Next time you see me, I'll be taking some spicy takes on the sequel, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because I've noticed some people didn't like what I had to say on my special stage short. Either way, you made it to the end, and I want to say thanks for watching. This was really fun to make. I'm kind of nervous how this is going to turn out, but I hope you guys really did enjoy it. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe. But how do you personally feel about Sonic's first game? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. Anyways, I'm gonna go now and get jiggy with this fire soundtrack. So until then, crew, I'll see you on the next one.